Mission Impossible Fallout. This is the 6th film in the franchise, and I believe this is the 22nd year it's been going, or the first one came out in 96, so yeah, 20 years.
96, wow.
Yeah, wow. For those of you who don't know, this is based on a television series that came back in the 60s. I never saw the television series.
I don't think either of us did.
I heard it was goofy and funny though, so so the plot here is this whole thing is basically like an Austin Powers movie, but it's got a lot more action, a lot less comedy. It's got some comedy, but mostly it's got action. It's this whole thing is all by the books action movie, but at the same time, while some of them might criticize it for being too cliche, at the same time, that's what some people want to see. I mean, if action movies were realistic, you'd have like people would be in hospitals for months after like the first shootouts. Like,
well, yeah, absolutely.
Of course, like, I mean, in real life, Tom Cruise, I heard he already broke his leg doing a stunt, right? He was doing that.
Yeah, I was told like for a lot of the Mission Impossible movies, like like all the stunts are real.
Yeah.
Well, most of them.
Yeah, like in the first one, he's riding the explosion of a helicopter that boosts him 20 feet and launches him like 20 feet to drop into a truck. So, I mean,
when was that?
That was the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one. That it's been as of now, like I've seen 1, 3, and 5.
I've seen 1, 4, 5, and 6. I never saw 2 and 3. Anyway.
Wow, you didn't see 3. I didn't see.
I heard 2 sucked.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. I wanted to take a look at it because it was John Woo, but then again, I didn't want to.
Okay, so let's go on with the plot here. The plot here is it's some bad guy has stolen some nuclear missile bomb, plutonium, and the good guys have to stop him, of course. And then first they try and buy the plutonium from this guy, but then some third party intervenes within this black market plutonium sale. Some people called the Apostles who work for this agency. What's the agency called again? There's the Apostles, and they work for who?
They used to be members of the Syndicate.
The Syndicate, yeah.
If you've seen the 5th movie, you know that they have the leader of the Syndicate.
Yeah.
And now these guys have branched off into a subgroup
called the Apostles. So now what we have to do here is this black market terrorist organization is trying to sell plutonium to IMF, Impossible Missions Force, this fictional government agency. And in the middle of the plutonium sale, the lights go out, and
everything gets botched.
The Apostles manage to steal the plutonium,
and now Ethan Hunt has to get it back, but this time he's being shadowed by Henry Cavill as Mario. Henry Cavill as Mario. Come on. But like, I mean,
it was funny.
I mean, this movie is basically the answer to why Paramount won't let Cavill shave his mustache for Justice League.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the reason.
Yeah. So.
And like, I was disappointed that his mustache did not do anything to him.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, it's whatever.
I mean, a lot of people might say it's just a dumb, stupid action movie, but at the same time, that's what it's marketing on. Okay, it's banking on the fact that it's a dumb, stupid action movie, but it doesn't matter how stupid it is. It's the presentation and the quality that matters. Yeah, you can have a dumb, stupid action movie. Like look at Terminator 2, one of the best action movies ever. A lot of people say it's ridiculous and over the top and stupid and goofy, but it's the presentation and the acting that matters. Same here. Everything is played completely straight, even when it's like the goofy scenes when you have the people who have rubber masks on, and there's a scene like where they try and trick this terrorist into unlocking a smartphone. They have this guy dressed up as what's the guy that from CNN, who's the guy's name?
Wolf Blitzer?
Wolf Blitzer. They have this guy dressed up. They have Wolf Blitzer playing himself.
Yeah.
But then it turns out they stage this fake terrorist attack to make it look, this funny scene where they make it look like they're trying to, like the bombs did go off.
They're trying to compromise with this
guy, this bomb maker.
Yeah.
So, and then it turns out the whole thing was fake, and that there was no terrorist attack, and that they gotta imitate Wolf Blitzer. The whole thing was fake.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's kind of, my thoughts are kind of discombobulated. I saw this movie like a week ago. So.
Yeah, and like I feel like, you know, This movie knows what it is.
And I just wish there was a scene where some guy came in dressed as Trump and said, "Wolf Blitzer, you are fake news." That would have been funny, because the whole thing was staged to make it look like it was a real news broadcast, but it was just some guy pretending to be Wolf Blitzer.
Well,
that would have been hilarious.
The less political, the better. I mean,
I guess
we have Alec Baldwin, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
and I mean, the whole team from the previous, and all the important people in
except for Jeremy Renner.
Well, in the mission, for the movies are here. Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg.
Yeah, and should we spoil some scenes or
I think you probably. I think if you've seen the previous one, you know who's back.
Yeah. Should we spoil any deaths or?
Nah. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. So the thing is, I heard that Jeremy Renner was his character was supposed to die, but he didn't want to do it. So instead, Alec Baldwin's character ends up dying. He gets stabbed by Henry Cavill, who turns out to be like a triple agent or double agent. I don't know what kind of agent he is. He's working for CIA, then IMF. Then he's working for the bad guys, the Apostles, and then it turns out
the thing is, he's supposed to be shadowing Ethan.
Yeah.
But it turns out he is actually the person that the IMF is looking for.
Yeah,
actually looking for.
The double agent.
An undercover agent for the Apostles. Yeah, and of course their former leader is in their custody, and turns out these two are in cahoots with each other.
Yeah, and the leader, the guy they break out of the SWAT team truck, he's the guy from the fifth movie, right?
Yeah, and he wants revenge on Ethan Hunt.
Yeah, so he's willing. And thing is, there was kind of a thing at the end that kind of made it make no sense. He wants to commit a kamikaze attack where he's gonna blow himself up to blow up these 5 megaton nuclear bombs, plutonium bombs, and then it turns out that he was gonna kill himself to do it. I mean, if he wants to kill himself, then why doesn't he tell everyone where he is so that he can lure Tom Cruise to it? Instead, they have to track him down.
I'm not a psychologist,
yeah.
but there are a lot of terrorists who will do anything for, to keep their legacy in whatever the hell it is. To them, all press is good press.
Yeah, I guess.
Whether bad or good.
And I had a friend who watched it with me last time, and it was so predictable. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. So yeah, if you're going to this movie expecting to be some revolutionary masterpiece, don't. It's a fun action movie, and I personally think it's a great action movie. And if I were to say give it praise for its genre, I would definitely praise it in its genre. I wouldn't say it's a work of high quality thespianism.
Yeah,
I would just say it's in its genre, it did what it's supposed to do, and it was I highly recommend it. So
I would. Yeah. If there's anything to praise about it, it is definitely the technical process.
Yeah. All the effects look real. It was everything looked. There were a lot of practical effects. Tom Cruise jumping out of a helicopter, that was real. Jumping off a cliff, that was real. When he did the halo jump, that was real. So
the halo jump?
Yeah, that was real.
No. I know it was real, but what is
high altitude, low octane.
Oh. Okay.
High altitude, low oxygen, or high altitude, low octane, something like that. Anyway,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So all that stuff is real. So Tom Cruise has been risking his life time and time again to entertain us. So props to him. And he still looks like he's in his 30s. So rather than props to him.
Yeah. And it is a testament that a guy like Cruise would do that. But and to be honest, the movie pretty much conveys what I think everyone kind of figured out long before. Tom Cruise is crazy.
Yeah. I just thought, what was I going to say about Cruise?
You have someone who's willing to go all the way for things. Yeah. You're going to expect someone like him to do that. I don't think I've ever seen an actor risk his life this much since Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Or the other guy? What's the other guy? The other Chinese actor guy? The something Lee? Not Leeli. It was something Lee or Lai.
Jet Li.
Jet Li. Yeah, he was a good actor.
Oh yeah.
It would have been fun to see him in this movie. Anyway, I think that the way it's played completely straight, and the way they introduce some comedy into it. I don't remember all the comedic scenes, but the way they do play it completely straight does kind of make do some what's the thing? What again? I'm looking for? It's the it kind of like it kind of like I don't know what I'm looking for.
Well, I mean, is it good or bad?
It was good.
Yeah,
playing it straight can be if it's done well. If a role is supposed to be like a goofy action movie, it's ridiculously over the top, like Austin Powers, or what are those other over the top action movies you can think of, like Commando? Commando is ridiculously over the top, or Predator.
I don't think it's that type of movie though. It's not like super body count.
It's not super body count.
Everything's kind of sly and slick, just like. It's like a James Bond movie. Yeah,
but I guess you can see you could kind of compare it to James Bond because of all the gadgets and stuff.
But given it's American, it's more out there. Everyone's more involved.
Yeah, it's much less reserved and a lot more.
Exactly. That's why we have like a team.
Yeah. So at the end of the movie. Tom for some reason, Tom Cruise and his 5 guys have to travel to Nepal or somewhere in India and
Kashmir.
Kashmir, India, to stop the missiles, the bombs from going off and poisoning 1/3 of the world's water supply. And only after they do that, like towards the very tail end of the movie, the last 5 minutes, they're like half the Indian army just showed up. Like, why didn't you have them come over earlier?
Well,
I forgot the reason. It was some reason that he had to do it by himself.
I feel like that was a reason.
What I always should have done was I mean, they always have to have some reason for why, like in Die Hard, why the main character has to be by themselves and why it's never it's not like a military movie. Action movies are at their best when the main character is by themselves, in my opinion. I don't know whether or not... The reason they give for not getting the military involved is just ridiculous. You hear this guy's going to detonate 2 5 megaton, that's 5 million ton newtons of TNT. So you hear this guy's going to detonate 2 5 megaton bombs and poison 1/3 of the world's water supply, and you don't think of, okay, maybe this isn't a job for more than 5 people. We should get the freaking army involved.
True, but I don't know, like... An army call, I think maybe like an army call would be kind of...
At least send in a Black Ops team, like when
Chinese was the call made? Ops. Like before or after? Like
after they deactivate the bombs.
Well, I guess the call goes slow. I don't know.
I just think that the reason why they didn't wait till the very end of the movie to bring in the military was just ridiculous. It felt like, okay, we have to have the scenes of tension where it's these 5 guys going up against a gigantic terrorist organization trying to defuse 2 nuclear bombs while chasing down a helicopter and being shot at and hanging it from a rope and trying to get it to a helicopter and chase another helicopter. We get it, okay? But
like now that you describe it, it is ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah,
I know that's the point, but I just think if they wrote it a little bit better towards it was perfect up to the end where it was like, okay, this is just ridiculous. How many excuses can you possibly make for one guy to face off against the entire terrorist organization and not get the military involved?
Well, you got to ask the writer of every single spy thriller TV show, NCIS, CSI, or anything like that, because they all do it every episode. It's no different from this movie.
The big theme of this movie is putting your personal feelings behind you in the sense for the greater good. So at the very beginning, Tom Cruise's character Ethan Hunt had a choice between saving the life of his best friend or getting back the plutonium. And because he chose to save his friend's life, he ended up not getting the plutonium. And I think that could have been a better theme going on towards the end of the movie. Like towards the end of the movie, and when he goes to the place where the bad guys planted the bomb in Kashmir, you see his wife is there, and I think they could have said, okay, come by yourself, or we'll kill your wife right away, or something like that. But have some selfish reason for Tom Cruise to have to come by itself and not bring the military. I mean, if I was going to go up against a terrorist organization with 2 5 megaton nuclear bombs, I'd bring the freaking military.
Well, I don't know what. Well, I mean, the real point about this is like,
I just think it could have been written a little bit better. That was the one thing this movie that really kind of cheesed me off.
Well, I think they say this in like before they head to Kashmir. It's, you know, they don't know who to trust apart from the four of them who are in this room, like Cruz, Rams, Peg, and the girl.
Because it's all about conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Like, fine, you don't know who to trust. That's fine. At least go to YouTube. Fine, then go to YouTube and say, hey, I work for the CIA or IBF or IMF, and say there's a terrorist organization with nuclear bombs in Kashmir or all people in that area. I recommend you get away because you're gonna die. At least warn the people. It's towards the end, it just felt like they're being selfish by not telling anyone. Like, you're putting all these people's lives at risk just because you can't trust them. Fine. It felt like they were being too selfish towards the end. I mean, like I said, if they were written just a little bit better, make it like, give them a reason for being selfish. Make it so that the bad guys kidnap Tom Cruise's wife a second time, like they kidnapped her a first in the previous movie, and say, okay. If you don't give us what, if you want to get her back, don't call the military. If we see the military is coming in, we'll kill her. Then they have a reason for wanting to go by themselves, because then that'll play with the theme of the movie of Tom Cruise or of people in general are selfish.
Well,
and people want to self-preservation.
The way I see it is this. You know, you have this terrorist organization who probably has a lot of this entire place on lock, and chances are, I think there was a little brief description that they had this, like, that the place where Ethan Hunt's wife works has like an unknown benefactor.
Yeah,
and I feel like that tied into like the person they were after. Well, here's the thing. Cavill's character is sort of a red herring. You know, I think it was pretty obvious he was the villain from the start.
Yeah,
but like,
he had a mustache.
But you know, he has like certain relations like all across the world, basically.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, towards the end, what was the thing about the mystery benefactor? The mystery benefactor says, we want you to go to this place, we'll pay for everything, but you have to promise not to tell anyone. Okay, in real life, if a mystery benefactor says, I'm going to give you lots of money, but you have to promise not to tell anyone, and I want you to go to do this thing for me and go to this remote location, don't do it, okay? Because they might be a terrorist, so just don't do it.
Well, if you're going to do it, I mean, why will you not have like...
Don't take money from strangers. That's the lesson.
Yeah, don't take money.
Don't take money from strangers. You never know how it's going to come back. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to end up being a terrorist organization, but it might be something. It could always, a lot of times, it turns out to be something bad, and you never know what they might want in exchange. So yeah. So I remember now. The mystery benefactor says, okay, we're gonna give you money, but you have to go to the remote location to help these sick people, and yeah, so. It kind of reminded me of the plot for Quantum of Solace, but that movie sucked. Remember Quantum of Solace? Everyone hated it.
I never watched that.
That movie was abysmal. Everyone hated it. I hate that movie. They were trying to like keep the town's water supply for themselves and starve the town from water.
Well, I don't know.
So yeah, this is a better version of Quantum of Solace.
I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, you're lucky that movie sucked. Okay. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, with that said, I guess this message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
4, 3.
Oh, no.
2.
All right.